There we go, Maliek. Mayhem. He gonna need that mic. So you guys are basically all ready for a fight too, right? You got something lined up in the next week?
Yes, sir. Fighting February 12th in Florida.
Is that gonna be on the Showtime triple header?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, I thought it was going to be in the Casino Royale in Orlando. There's a lot of fights happening over there on Showtime. But I know that you've been basically exploding through the ranks, man. How are you feeling about your career? You got a lot of fights in a short amount of time, and you're being moved rapidly.
I'm feeling great about it. We're moving how we should, how we see best. We're getting better each fight, and opponents getting better, and we feel like we're going to put ourselves in a position for this year to where we're going to be just progressing exactly how we need to.
So, Maliek, can you give us the story of how you and Ken hooked up, and I guess how'd you get here?
I first met Coach back in, I want to say like 2015. At a National Golden Glove tournament, and it was just off of, me seeing seeing Sean perform, and I got their number, and ever since then, I text them on and off, just nothing really boxing related, just, congratulations on fights and stuff like that. And maybe a year and a half back, I was in a situation again. It was just me. I was talking to him, texting, just checking in on him, seeing how him and Sean were doing. I came out for Sean's wedding, and I was out here for a week, and I trained a little bit while I was out here, and went back home, and I was in a bad management situation at the time. I was pro 4 years and maybe had 4 fights within those 4 years, and he helped me out of that situation, and what flourished from that was this. But even with that situation, it was never like, oh, okay, I'm going to get you out of that, and I'm going to sign you and this and that. It just naturally just came together after the fact, and I've been with him ever since, and we've been doing great things.
How's the relationship between the two of you in the very beginning? Was it easy to get used to the way that Ken does things?
Yeah, it was, because he lives a very structured lifestyle and system that he has in place, and so when I was able to come out here and be a part of it, it kind of fell hand in hand with how I try to structure my life at times, and like I said, just play hand in hand. So it was an easy transition.
And when you say you came out here, where did you come from originally, and where were you born and raised?
Originally born and raised Macon, Georgia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Maliek,
wow, not a lot of fighters out of Georgia. I mean, obviously Evander. Yeah.
I just want to talk. Obviously, it seems like a lot of fighters complaining of the pandemic and not being able to be busy, but that's not been the case for you.
With him.
5 fights last year. You already got a fight this year. Going for your second one. Talk to us about the activity. Obviously, you're young. You want to get that experience. You want to get those rounds in. What has that been like for you? Just had a 4th round TKO on New Year's Day. So just talk to us about your activity, given that the first couple.
That was his first pay-per-view fight, though, right? Wasn't that on the Luis Ortiz fight?
Yeah, it was on Luis Ortiz on the
Right.
How was that experience as well? I mean, obviously answer his part first, but I want to know about your first big pay-per-view card.
It just, obviously what you saying, how your career started slow, bad management, and, not being able to get those fights. Now you're getting those fights, 5 last year, already working on your second one on the 12th for this year. Just talk to us about that.
6 and 6 months.
Yeah, 6 and 6 months. Yeah. We've been working. It's exactly how everything's went, how we wanted it to go. I love the activity because I'm a fighter. I love fighting, and I love being in the ring. I'm at home when I'm in the ring, and so it's just, like I said, it's been amazing. Especially coming from where I'm from, and dealing with all the adversity and stuff that I had to deal with to get to this point. It's been great. It's been perfect.
12-0, 11 knockouts, and the one fight that did go the decision. You practically swept the scorecards. Went 10 rounds, which you don't see a lot of fighters. That was your 11th professional fight, already going to 10 rounds. What was that experience like for you, right? Because everybody else you got out of there before the distance. What was that experience like for you to go the full 10 and be able to get those rounds in? How did you feel your stamina kept up throughout the entire fight?
It's just a testament of the conditioning that we are in. And we were ready for a 10-rounder from 3-4 fights before that fight. We are in shape. And it just showed in that fight, especially with me being able to throw almost 100 punches around in that 10-rounder, and that being my first time going to decision, and not once did my stamina falter. And as far as the experience in itself, I kind of grew appreciation for it, that I was able to go to 10. So for me to actually see it and feel what it's like to be able to go to full 10 and be able to make adjustments throughout the whole fight. So yeah.
Was it bittersweet for you in the sense that you got to see as a fighter, and personally, I can do 10 rounds, I won't get exhausted, but you also didn't get that knockout and keep your streak?
Everybody wants to, keep that streak going, but I think we're not going. I don't focus too much on, the streak side of it, just getting a knockout, and more so evolving and getting better as I fight. And I feel like I learned a lot from the fight, and I'm a better fighter for going to 10, and I can't do nothing but appreciate it.
Tell them what happened in 9.
Oh yeah. Round 9, I was working them bad in 9, and going back to the corner, the referee was gonna stop it. And we're sitting there, we don't know what's going on. Like the rest, minute rest, seconds out, and we're like, okay, what's going on? And they're just letting them sit, and nothing's going on. Yeah.
So they gave him extra time.
Yeah, basically.
They wouldn't let me coach either.
Yeah, and they won't let him coach.
Don't speak. Don't say anything.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
he could have had.
Yeah, that very well could have been my 11th knockout, but that's how the game goes.
Definitely.
I feel like a lot of fighters these days, they like to keep those streaks going, right? They're too worried about it. So do you feel like maybe it's almost good that it went the distance in the sense of like
blessing in disguise.
Right, blessing in disguise in the sense of no added pressure to keep this knockout streak going.
Yeah, I feel like that happened with Berlanga.
I was just going to say, we saw with Edgar Berlanga, it was like, can he keep going? And they were all in the first round for him. Or did you not feel any pressure to begin with as far as like, okay, I got to keep on this streak of the knockouts and keep looking impressive with the knockouts?
Of course, like I said, everybody wants to have those streaks and wants to be able to say, I'm undefeated with nothing but knockouts, and just being realistic, you're not gonna knock everybody out.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And with that being said, it's no extra pressure on me as far as, I gotta get this knockout, I gotta keep this going. Yeah, it looks good, but ultimately, like I said, if I learn from the fight and I'm able to develop as a fighter to have me better for those fights that I do need to, know now I need to make this adjustment to get the knockout, then I'm perfectly fine with it.
Speaking of learning, obviously it's more than one thing, but I want you to tell the fans what you feel has been the biggest and most beneficial thing you've learned since working with Ken Porter. If you could
discipline.
Yeah. I could
tell, man. You could tell Ken is a certain way. You either roll with that or you got to go where you got to go.
But just like how you present yourself in and out of the ring, it's supposed to be in that same sense. And just like you do one thing, that's one is coach, but just like you do one thing is just like you do other things, you know what I mean? And so with that said, if you don't have structure in your daily life, you're not going to have structure in the ring or in training camps or anything like that. But a part of that is once we come together and we train and we're working on technique and stuff like that, and it starts to click, and you get into that system of doing it, it just becomes secondhand and second nature.
How was it for you when you obviously first decided to work with Ken on a business level? Did you look at his son and all his accomplishments, meaning Ken's accomplishments as a trainer, and automatically know or assume that he would be able to move you and that you can do what Sean did if you only did what Sean did?
I mean, of course, I looked at, Sean's career, this scene that he was so successful in his career. But like I said, I'm a fighter. I love fighting. And the fact that me and Coach clicked so much outside of the ring. And again, that's how we originally, came together. It wasn't on like, oh, you're going to be my fighter. It was just like, oh, yeah, hey, Coach. Like, and so with that being said, it just was, it was pretty. It was just cool. It was just, I just liked it, and it was just boom.
Has it, I guess, settled in your mind that you're the top dog now in the gym? I mean, Sean's gone. I haven't heard from Hendry. That elevates you, or am I wrong? Yes. Put the camera on that smile.
You gotta. You have to be a fly. You have to be a fly on the wall. Like my younger brother is in camp now with us, and he's been moving right along with me. And dude pushes me to a whole nother level.
Your brother,
when it comes around, yeah, my brother, whoever my coach brings in. So it's never like now. It's a standard, but it's his standard. So now I could look way better than everybody in the gym, but if I don't look how he wants me to look or how I should be looking. That's my new point. You know what I mean? So it's less so of me being the top dog in the ring, the gym, and more so me hitting all those points that we need to hit, whether it's for that day, whether it's for that week, or anything like that.
So one thing, obviously, about the Porters that I think all fight fans have learned to love is his stamina, right? Like, we knew Ken was going to get Sean prepared in a way that Sean was going to give us a fight that no other fighter across from the ring from him had ever been in. Like, I think you call it the Porter way, but for us as boxing fans, it was like the Sean Porter test. How has it been training alongside Sean? And did you ever try to mimic anything that he was doing from an exercise standpoint to kind of keep up? Because we just had Mickey Bay, and he was saying how Devin isn't normal, and people try to train alongside Devin, and they quickly see that they can't keep up. So I just look at Sean as this phenomenon. He never gets tired. He looks like he's nonstop in the training camp. So I'm just wondering, how have you been able to keep up alongside him when he was still in camp?
Like you said, obviously, from coming out here and seeing the example, more so of a blueprint of like knowing that he's in amazing shape. So, of course, when we do certain workouts or doing bag drills, it's like, okay, let me make sure I'm going just as hard as him. Let me try to go just as hard as him. We do a run. Let me see if I can keep up with him. And like I said, it kind of give me a marker, to kind of go for, to shoot for. And from then, it's just now, okay, I see this is where he is. Now I'm trying to get here.
I love that, man. I love when fighters are competitive, man. I think that it's like self-motivation. It pushes you to that next level. I don't know. You're the trainer, Ken. Do you prefer your fighters to be have that competitive nature in them, to want to push each other in the ring, or rather in the gym? Or does it not matter and you only care about what that fighter gives you when you're asking them to give you what you need?
Well, as far as that's concerned, you said it from the start and he agreed with it. Everything we do, we create a competitive atmosphere. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So we create a competitive atmosphere in maintaining our weight. We create a competitive atmosphere in actually the foods that we eat, when we eat, and how we eat. That's how, precise it is. Creating that competitive atmosphere at all times. Like literally last night, coming to dinner was a competitive prayer at the table.
What's that mean, competitive prayer?
It was Malik's turn, and he had to be good at it.
Okay.
And so I said, hey, Maliek, pray all this. I threw a picture up. I said, hey, come on, make this happen, man, you know. And the point I'm making is that's a mentality. And that mentality takes over your body. So the mind controls the body, and then everything else follows. So yeah, everything we do is competitive. And these guys, I don't even like to see them spar no more. I don't like to watch it.
You mean spar each other because they're brothers?
No, I do not like to watch them spar, you know. And I will stop it and tell them to do something different than hit each other, because, you know, they're that competitive. Like, you know, if you turn them loose in this room, this whole room would just get destroyed. and they love each other, and I'm like, wow, you know, what does he do to the guy that he's fighting?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta ask, BoxRec has you listed at 5'9". Is that accurate?
He tall. Stand up. He tall. For this weight class, 26?
Yeah, 26.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking, because that's a tall featherweight. Like,
Bring that up. Yeah, he's tall for the weight class.
how far up could you see him move up, Ken? Like, as far as weight wise?
40. I think 40. And depending upon how things go as you move along, you know, like, for example, you want to be comfortable where you're fighting at, but you also want to look at the potential to move to the next weight class. And by doing that, you need to create the strength program that helps you to move to the next weight class and have the strength as you move along. Not just, oh, I gained weight, so I'm in another weight class. You know, a lot of times what happened there, and what I've seen, and I just seen it recently, and, you know, not to say any names or anything, but I just seen it recently. I seen a guy, just like, I've been knowing this guy for 10 years, and he's always been smaller than me, right? And then I see the guy, and he's bigger than me, and he's huge, and I just realized to myself, which I had already known it, he no longer wants to train. Now, he's a tall guy, he's not short, but he no longer wants to train that hard. So now he gains weight. But if you don't train as hard as you train to get here, how are you gonna stay here?
Mm-hmm.
Just because you gain weight and move to another weight class doesn't make you prepared to do better. You're actually doing less than you ever did before. And I even mentioned that to Larry Wade. I said, you know, your guy doing less, but he's weighing more.
I know
Who's Larry working with?
I know what you're talking about.
Who?
I don't.
What you mean?
Coach ain't say it.
If you know, you know. So Ken, I mean, obviously, I was asking Maliek about the gold standard and Porter being kind of the benchmark. Do you do that as a trainer? Do you pit them up against your son because he's been to the highest level, so he's kind of the blueprint, right? Or is everyone? Obviously, they're all individuals, but I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out the Ken Porter blueprint here.
No, everybody's an individual. Everybody moves differently. It walks differently, talks differently, does everything different.
I don't know about talk differently, Coach. I've been looking at the comments. Everybody say y'all sound just alike.
Him and Maliek?
Yeah, like.
I think it's a thing when you start living with someone, right? You guys just start to become one in a sense.
He lived with me for a year, and I'm proud to say now he's here in Vegas on his own.
Oh, shit. Get out of here. I didn't know. I thought he was still with you. Congrats, man. That's amazing. Appreciate it. Yeah, bro. Cross-country move like that, have your own spot. Shout out to you, man.
Right. But everybody's different. You can't help, or I can't help, but sometimes think about this or that where Sean is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
But because he was such an anomaly, he was so different in every way, in everything that he did, and the question was asked, I'm pretty sure it was asked by you. You asked me once, not too long ago, would there be another Sean Porter?
Oh, yeah, I did, definitely. I think that was in Vegas.
Would you see another Sean Porter? And there won't be, and you won't. And
that style, we're gonna miss that.
And here's the quick reason, the quick, concise answer to that. Here's the reason why. This kid was started at 4 years of age. he was trained by someone who was already him before he started walking. So everything I did in basketball that I couldn't do, I knew how to teach him to be good at that. Because I wasn't good at something, I knew how to teach him to be good at that. Everything I did in football that I was good at, I knew he'd be good at, and then things that he weren't, I worked on those things as well. Same thing with boxing. What were the problems that I had in boxing when I boxed? Tall guys. So I taught him how to beat them early. What was the other problem? Southpaws. Taught him how to beat those guys early. So all of these things was embedded in him for that long, for that many years, and most people won't have the ability, first of all, to take a child, put that much time into them from the root to all the way up to full grown tree, right? And that's just a lot to ask of anyone. That's a lot to ask of any man, to leave his job every day and go do this with a child and go back and start all over again the next day, year after year after year after year after year after year after year until we did it just here recently, November the 20th of 2021. So I, from time to time, will look and say, he would do this or do that. But then the other part of me knows that Maliek can't pull this off from working with me for a year, or what I did with this kid for over 20-some years. He just can't. And it's very unlikely that anyone else, I don't care who they are, I don't care what trainer they are, name the top trainer, whoever that is right now, who is it? It doesn't matter.
It's arguable.
It doesn't have to, no. It doesn't have to be the top trainer, just a trainer.
Eddie Reynoso.
Okay. I highly doubt Eddie's gonna get up every day, all day, spend the whole day with him, and the night, and start all over again. This kid's been in my house with me for a year. We've been doing that. There were 6 fights in 6 months. Right after that, which prior to that anyway, I had already decided he was going to 10. We just couldn't get a 10-round book. We couldn't get past, we stopping people. We couldn't get past. The whole point I'm making is that's 1 year. I did that with Sean for 20-something odd years. This is 32 years in boxing for me, which which doesn't even include when I was boxing, as a junior boxer prior to this. I didn't call myself a coach then. I was just boxing, but there's so much more that's being put into, or was put into Sean, that I can't look at other people and say, hey, I expect you to do this or that. Now, if we're talking about talent-wise and abilities and things like that, I can see different things there that are similar with these two. But as the kid you mentioned earlier, Hendry, extremely talented. Extremely talented athlete, extremely talented boxer. Other things have to come together for him to pull off the things that we want him to do, that I will look at and say I would like for him to do, like Maliek. And the same thing with his brother. His brother standing right there trying to be in that same position. He's actually said that to me. He said, I want to do the same things that he's doing. So competitive atmospheres in everything we do. And yeah, we definitely look back at Sean and say, we could have did this or could have did that. But at the same time, he's had so much more of a head start and so much more groundwork laid for him. So I think in 1 year now, I'm very happy with what he's done in 1 year.
So introduce us to his brother, because I cannot. I know that you've introduced me to Maliek. I've never met the brother. So this would be our first time, finding out all about you, my friend. I'm sorry.
Right. So Maliek Montgomery, Mayhem, and this is Mikhail Montgomery. We call him 50.
50?
Yeah.
We need the origin behind that. Why 50?
Well, that name was given to me in the JOs as a younger boxer, named after the 50 caliber, the gun.
Okay. So you got the big shot.
Yeah, so I threw so many punches, I was so relentless, that name stuck to me.
I'm just curious, you ever seen a 50 caliber?
50 cal?
I've never shot one. Okay. I've never shot one. It's a big gun.
You got to come out. I mean, you're out here. There's plenty of gun ranges out here.
Main reason I was asking, because I dealt with them. I was in the service. I was like,
this guy's
he said
been to Iraq
cal,
3 times.
50 cal Afghanistan. 50 cal, I just smiled. I'm like, I remember the 50 cal.
I don't think I shot a 50 cal. I think the biggest is a Desert Eagle. And I put it down. I'm not a gun guy. They took me for my birthday to gun range. Not my thing. You into shooting?
Yeah, I'm actually, I love guns. I just never shot the 50 before. Yeah.
But you pack a 50 in that right hand, or is it the left hand?
Nah, that's that right hand.
So, what's your preferred punch? Overhand right, straight right? What are you looking at? Uppercut with the right?
Nah.
Are you a southpaw?
No, orthodox
Okay,
fighter.
so you're not hooking with the
yeah,
right.
I could switch up. But mainly I'm orthodox.
And what division? Because we gotta start from the bottom. We don't know you.
Right now it's up to what coach decides. Again, just trying to stick to the same game plan and just put the work in and follow up how my brother did.
So, coach, talk to us here. Into the mic. Talk to us about.
Right now it's 26. He's been making 26.
Wow, but you look taller than your brother.
Yeah, they argue about that, so that's questionable right now.
No, you look taller to me.
They say he got me by some inches.
Who's the older brother?
He's older than me. I'm the
Oh,
baby
wow.
boy.
I thought you was the older with all the facial hair.
Nah, I'm the baby boy. I got 2 older brothers.
Okay. So 126 as well. All right, featherweight, a lot of competition there, and definitely a lot of divisions to be able to scale. Same question as your brother. Where do you think you stop at?
Again,
Up to the coach?
Right.
Coach, what you thinking that body frame could hold?
I don't know. This dude is very strong.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. I've had some exercises I've done with these guys to try to figure out who was hitting harder, and we took a vote. It was myself, it was Sean, and a few other fighters were there, and we took a vote, and it wound up being even. Like they asked everyone. Yeah, everybody said it was even. Like half of us said him. I said him. I was one that said him, and the other half, Sean and the other guys, they said that it was Maliek, and we just really worked at it that day to see who was cracking the hardest on those pads, you know. And it's an exciting thing when I see these guys work as hard as they do. But the sparring part of it, I can't watch them hit each other like that.
As brothers, though.
Yeah, because they're, as he said, relentless. They're relentless.
So how often did they spar? Or have you stopped it altogether?
Only when it's necessary. If nobody shows up today, he's got a sparring partner that's coming. He's got one that's supposed to be coming. If nobody shows up today and we have to do it, we have to do it because we got a fight coming up. But I think his frame is a little smaller, so I think he's probably looking at maybe finishing at 30 to 35. You know, but that's a long way off for him. As of yesterday, I think what was his lowest weight yesterday? 7. He's at 27 yesterday.
A long way off?
No, what I mean by that is he don't have to make weight for 26 until next week.
Yeah, and he's already on weight.
So you know it's.
Mean you could eat more.
Yeah, he ate more last night. Salmon, shrimp.
So he's fighting the same day.
Same day.
And that day is
February 12th.
February the 12th.
And that fight will be
Miami.
Miami. Man, you've been doing a lot of
Signature
Florida,
punch.
Ken.
Yeah.
Made a lot of connections out there in the boot, huh? Oh,
I'm gonna be going again 2 more times, definitely.
Let me ask you a question here. Obviously, since you're into the development of fighters, you didn't stop after your son. Does it ever make sense for you to get a promoter's license?
Had that for over 10 years.
But to do your own shows, though. I mean, versus, finding shows to put your fighters on. I don't know. Obviously, it's a bigger expense, but I just wanted to get your answer.
Yeah, it's already in the works.
Oh,
it
perfect.
just has to be the preparation has to be there. So we're working on things, and that's why I've been going back and forth to Florida a lot.
Beautiful.
So a lot of what we're doing when they fight, I take people that are working for my company, and I have them shadow in this promotional company that we're working with, or the other promotional company that we work with, and have them shadow and see how things are moving parts, and become comfortable with some of the things that are going on. So that'll be going on again here on the 12th, and then also a number of meetings to discuss what we're going to be doing. So we're working on it. I suspect before the summer's out, we'll pull off 2 shows in Florida.
Beautiful.
With TV dates.
With TV?
Yeah. Why would I do anything less?
I didn't know you had the connection to some dates.
You got
Damn, he disrespectful.
I'm not trying to be at all. I'm just saying I didn't know he had the connection to some television time. That's impressive, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you got guys like Lou DiBella can't get television dates, so you know that's amazing.
It's not to say that I got all the connections, but
You know some people.
I know a couple people.
He pulled out the little notebook.
A couple people.
He pulled out the little notebook like Blue's Clues.
A couple people. Just a few people.
Wait, are those all dates?
Nah, those are not dates. That's today's date.
I see my name there.
Yeah. You
So
was
wait,
there.
that's a calendar for
You was
you?
in there.
Bro, why you don't use a digital calendar?
You want to hear the short version?
Yeah, I want to hear this version. I
have to tell you off
He got a
camera.
calendar on the notepad.
I got to tell you off camera.
Oh,
Off camera.
all right,
Okay.
all right.
I will. I'm going to tell you, but I got to tell you off camera.
For sure. So I wanted to ask you guys, have you gotten any sparring with the Vargases? Right? And aren't they around in and around the divisions?
Well, no, the big one's at 54.
No, but the young one.
Amado?
No, isn't it Emilio?
Which one's
The youngest.
No, we have not.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
No. As Malik said earlier, Coach keeps things tight, and we don't like to do a lot.
So by tight, you mean no outside eyes?
No, it's not. I pick who I want to be there, and it's got to be a person that understands how things get done with us and move the way we want them to move. And so at this point, not a lot more is needed more than that. I think it was it you that said, Coach, last camp there was a lot of people around and you're not letting nobody's coming around? Yeah.
What? It was too crowded for you?
Nah, it's just this camp. It was for that camp. For Sean's camp, it was a lot of faces, and then when we came back, it's like boom, wipe everybody out, and it's like not so many people came back.
So you felt like they was just around because it was a big fight and it bothered you?
Not really. It was just a question of where did they go, and where they coming back.
Question of loyalty, though. I mean, I'm trying to.
He didn't get the fact that it was all about him now. And it was all about his brother, and no one else had to be here, and no one else was necessary. So I don't need anybody to feed them, train them, strength condition them, work their pads. I don't need anybody to work their pads, work their corners. I don't need anyone to set up their meals, nothing. So now it's just us, and he was like, kind of looking around like, hey, Coach, everybody going. No one's needed. When you get to certain levels like where Sean was at, he wanted different people to do different things, and a lot of things was needed that weren't needed when he first started off his career. Mm-hmm. If that makes any sense.
Makes sense. I mean, as you grow, you need a little more. And when you're making more money, you can have a little more expenses, right? So maybe like I don't know, you're talking about dietitians or
I'm just saying
chefs that were brought in.
I'm saying in general, nah. I'm saying in general speaking. And so the things that are necessary for him to be successful, I can do all the things that's necessary. If you need the phone call made, if you need the management made, if you need the flight booked, if you need the hotel taken care of, if we need the passport, whatever was done, it gets done. Mm-hmm. And no one else, it's not necessary for anyone else to do that. And that's something you guys got to remember as you move along in your careers and wherever you're going and what you're doing. You got to look and say, okay, who was with me when I started this thing? Who do I need with me when I'm finishing this? Mm-hmm. Because the same things you did to get here, the same thing you're going to need to do to stay here. And the same people that you brought with you, the same people that were helping you to get where you at now, are the ones that you need to make sure you still got with you when you finishing this up. So who helped you get here? That was your brother. Nobody else. That's it. You don't need nobody else.
And by that you mean that the brother was in camp with you before obviously you got there? Did that add motivation? How did you end up with Ken?
Before I was, same old working a dead-end job, and really boxing had worked its way out of my life. I have 2 kids, and it wasn't on my mind. It wasn't paying bills, so I was in the contract deal of management, so I was dealing with those problems. My brother just kept me in the loop, saying, "Man, stay in the gym, stay training, stay busy." And
Did
before
you?
you know it, I did.
Oh wow.
I get off at 7 o'clock in the morning. I hit the gym. I trained, and I'll start training after I get off of work and before I go into work at night at 11.
So how many pounds did you end up being when you got to Vegas the first time with Ken?
I can't.
Did you check his weight?
I don't gain weight like that.
Oh, okay.
So when I came, I might have been right there at 26.
Oh wow.
33, 32 at the most, because my brother.
Damn, can we get him down to 22 then, Ken? If he's at 27 coming to you without using your knowledge, he's already at 27. Might as well go to 22, get that belt. Move up.
that conversation just started within the last week. Within the last week, I looked at him and I said, "Man, you think you could go a little bit lower?" And he said, "Oh yeah, I could go." So we'll wait and see how that goes.
Is Donaire at 18 or 22?
18.
Big fight. So,
18.
I thought it was.
Fulton is at 22.
Oh yeah, he said 22 to 130, which is both your guys' division.
Name some of the top guys you fought in the amateurs.
Shakur, Antonio.
You beat him?
Vargas. No, I lost Shakur.
How was that?
He's a chess match. He's a boxer. He likes staying at a distance, and he likes keeping you off. That's the total opposite of me. I like, the brawler. I'm a busy fighter. I'm aggressive, so that's how that was. He kept his distance, and he boxed me.
Damn, who's busier, you or your brother? He just said he threw 100 punches in a round. It's a lot, bro.
I haven't had a chance to showcase that, so.
There go that competitive nature again.
Nah, I was
like, I ain't gonna say it's my brother.
Too, right?
I'm gonna say I haven't done it
You
yet.
fought Gary
Fought
Russell.
Russell.
Which one?
Antonio.
Okay, that's the welterweight. No, wait.
40.
No, I think he's lower than his oldest brother. I think he's at like 22 or below.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah. Which one?
is that they all named Gary Antoine or Antoine? I mean,
He's
it's
like
hard.
the middle brother, I believe.
Okay,
Yeah.
not the one that's gonna fight Victor Poster, y'all.
Yeah, that's the 40 pound.
That's the 40 pound.
Is that Antoine?
And he's the one that beat Boots, they say, in the
No,
amateur.
that's Antoine. Antoine the one who beat Boots.
Okay. I gotta ask. It was kind of interesting. Like, your brother had a very busy last year. He's been extremely busy. It's been very different for you. Talk to us about that and just being anxious. Obviously, you got the fight next week, but just being anxious to get back in and then have a busy and productive 2022 inside the ring.
Just seeing how his year went last year, it just motivates me to where if I do what I'm told to do, if I take the necessary steps, I know by the end of this year, I'm looking at the same outcome, if not even better, because being that I'm at a lower weight, I'm strong, I'm younger. The younger brother always has that advantage over the older brother that I'm soaking up knowledge, not only from my oldest brother, but from Coach Kenny and, of course, when Sean was around, Sean. So
are your two children back in Georgia?
they
Oof, that's got to be hard for you.
Yeah, but again, it's mental, so I deal with it.
How long have you been here now?
3 weeks, 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. So it didn't even start to bother you yet.
Yeah, but he's
No,
been coming
I've
in
been
since
coming
April.
since, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Of last year.
Of last year.
Yeah, but it's, I get camp, I go back home.
All right.
Come right back out.
And how's it been for your family? Are they excited for you? Is your lady
Very excited. Everybody, yeah, very excited.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So it's definitely a dream come true to get out of that situation as well, right? You were in a dead-end situation,
Right.
stuck in paper. Ken, how'd you do that? How'd you get two guys out of managerial contracts?
Those type of things you're not supposed to talk about. because in actuality, what had to happen is they had to do what they had to do. If I had intervened,
Oh, you could have got
I
sued or
could have
something?
got sued.
Okay.
So all I did was listen to what was said, and then I made a suggestion that they give someone a call, and then Maliek first made the phone call and started doing things along those lines.
To an attorney or just someone with knowledge?
Attorney.
Okay.
And he started doing what needed to be done communication wise. And then what happened after that, after he got cleared up, freed up, and did everything he did, and he wanted to come along, I said, I can't touch it. Talk to your brother.
Mm-hmm.
So then he talked to his brother, and then they got things done with each other through the knowledge that his brother had already obtained from an attorney.
Sweet.
I got a question.
I got one from the chat. Are you going to that one?
No.
I just want to ask this
Go
before
ahead.
we lose it, because obviously this is new information for myself. The Keggy says, asks if the brother Michael Montgomery has any plans to turn pro. I didn't know you had a third brother, so that's good news.
He's back home. He's still training. He's already a professional fighter, but he's in the same situation. So same.
Can we
thing.
know? Do you guys want to? Are you at liberty to say who you were in contract with?
No.
Okay.
I'll say that.
Right. All right. Well, whoever it was, seen the talent at least. Didn't do nothing with it, but seen the talent, right? So
your brother's 3-0, 2-0.
So,
He's 3-0. Your brother.
yeah, 3-0.
3-0.
3-0.
as far as you know, does he plan or have any, I don't know, aspirations to continue being a professional?
I believe so. I believe so. Every time I'm back home, we get in the gym together and we're working out and we're talking about eventually when we're moving up, potential things in the future.
What way to see it?
47.
Oh, wow. You guys are like the Gary Russell clan here, man. You got somebody in every division. And is he older or younger?
He's the oldest. He's older than both of us.
How old?
Michael's 27.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. So he got to be, I mean, I would be a little tight. I mean, if I'm stuck in a contract, I want to eat too. You know, this is my dream too, you know. And then I see my brothers with Ken. Like, I don't know how you guys look at it, but, you know, again, Ken is very accomplished, knows a lot of people. Obviously, he's moving the hell out of your brother.
Right.
So, you know, I would be like, damn, hook me up for real. I mean, because boxing is your job too, you know. It's like you said, you got a family. So, yeah, man, they got to put you to work. Interesting, man. Interesting. 3 brothers, is that it? Or is there any more that we don't know about?
Nah, I got a little sister.
She also boxes?
Nah, she's in the military. She's going off to the military now. She
Okay.
used to
I was
box.
about to say, I just met a trainer. Oh, that was David Benavides' father, Jose. He trains his own daughter too. He got 2 daughters that train. Yeah, he trained the whole family. He never knew they were going to turn pro, allegedly. That's what he says, you know. He just trains them. Would you train a female? I mean, obviously you've trained a female. Would you train your own daughter?
I did train her. She's 1-0, and then after that, she stopped boxing. But yeah, she had
Wow, at least she got that one win. She knows she could do it.
And it was on MTV, so that was pretty sick.
It was on MTV.
Yeah,
Her debut?
yeah. I years ago, over 10 years ago, I want to say probably like 11 to 12 years now. Yeah, definitely around 11 or 12 years ago. I did something for MTV. It was a TV show called MTV Made.
I remember that.
And I trained.
I think it was like the slogan was like, I want to be made, right?
Right. And
Yeah.
I trained a female boxer, and I also trained my daughter. But my daughter grew up in the gym, so she was in the gym in a high chair. I was just telling these guys this yesterday. She was in the gym in the high chair while I was hitting the bag. At the time, I was still competing. So I first took her into the gym. I want to say she was less than walking. She was in a high chair. So she'd been in the gym all her life, trained with her brothers all her life, and then looked at me one day and said, hey, I want to fight. I think it was her senior year in high school.
Was it hard for you to
It was
make that
easy.
decision?
She was just, because she had been in it so many years, it was like the pre-test and everything was already done. She had sparred 100 times prior to that. She had done all the workouts. She'd done everything. The only thing she hadn't done was compete. And when she finally decided to compete, it's pretty funny that the girl that I actually trained for MTV lost, and my daughter won. So they both got to be on the show together, but the other girl didn't win. Yeah. So
So, Mr. Montgomery, man, what's going on in your head? I mean, you got this mean mug right now. Like it's literally like you like I don't know, like your opponent's across from you. What are you thinking about right now?
Training,
Oh wow.
getting ready for my fight.
Damn, you got yourself a hungry one here, Ken.
Both of them stay hungry.
My man's in the middle of an interview thinking about training. What exactly is going through your mind? Is it running, the sparring, pad work? What's on your mind?
Everything right now, just being able to hold up to the expectations. The game plan that's already that's panned out. You know, expectations living up to it. That's the only thing that I worry about, making my weight, looking not just, you know, oh, I'm doing all these rounds, but, you know, I'm looking the way Coach want me to look, or I'm looking the way I should be looking.
For sure, man.
Aaron Rodgers? Was that the girl's name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You looked that up. You was on that, huh?
Yeah, I was on it. Cheerleading princess Aaron Rodgers wants to get tough by being made into a burly boxer. Star boxing trainer Kenny Porter will get Aaron to fight in the showcase of the stars.
Bro, you've been on MTV. I didn't know that.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That was way
crazy.
before any of the other stuff that y'all know about. So
Mr. Montgomery, I want to ask you, obviously there's a stigma around Ken that he's a bit controlling, right? Like he used to do when Sean used to do interviews early on, they used to tell Ken, let Sean talk. How do you feel? Like, is he pushy? Does he let you be you? Do you like for him to take control and help you in certain situations?
I'm not really a talker. I'm more of a doer. I speak by my actions. When it comes down to being myself, yes, this is me. You know, you just asked me why I'm looking like this. This is what you get when you get me. I don't feel like he's controlling over, you know, as far as me and my brother goes. We want to say something, we can say something. You know, we want to do something, we got that liberty to do something.
Ken, having your experience with Sean, do you think you will have to be the mouthpiece for them? Like, you know, obviously Danny Garcia had his father. You know, Thurman's his own mouthpiece, but not everyone, you know.
Sean was an introvert. You guys just didn't realize that. He was an introvert, and we couldn't get him to talk. We couldn't get him to do interviews. We couldn't get him to do a lot of things that we wanted him to do. He was
Look at him
supposed
now.
to. Yeah.
Now he's broadcasting, got a successful podcast.
But that's a lot of years of somebody
absolutely.
cajoling and pushing and sitting with him. We had cameras in the house. We had things set up. He did mock TV fights, you know, with another announcer in our house to prep him for all of that. Of course, the Ohio School of Broadcasting sent him there when he was 18 years old. So it took a lot of time. When Adrian Broner fought Maidana, we got the call from De La Hoya and Hopkins to come in for the fight. And De La Hoya and Hopkins both had Sean by the arm, trying to get him to get in the ring after the fight was over.
And call out Broner.
He wouldn't. No, Broner lost, remember?
Oh.
Maidana beat him.
And he wanted to call out Maidana.
They had him by the arms. He wouldn't go up the steps. He would not get in the ring. So that just trumps everything you say that people used to tell Ken that to let Sean talk. Sean didn't want to talk, you know. And he was supposed to be in the ring that day. They physically had him by the arm.
What do you think would have happened?
Bernard was saying, come on, Sean, you can, come on, man, just go on up there. Just
Do
go
you
up
think
there.
that fight would have happened? Because, I mean, you know,
They would
Floyd
try-
eventually got that fight with Maidana.
Well, I don't know, but you at least needed to go up the steps.
Absolutely.
You at least needed to go up the steps. And now he's probably looking at that like, But then again, on the other side, I know my kid, he blocked it out like it didn't happen. But, you know, those things like that, those type of opportunities or things that may come along, even though he may not be the most talkative. I know when I say, hey, man, you need to go up them steps and do something right here, he's going to go.
Him.
Yeah, he's going.
And nickname is 50 Cal.
Yeah, 50 Cal. And his name is Mikhail, so he actually spells it
50KHAIL.
Yeah,
Just like that.
Mikhail, man, I don't know how to I guess gauge him because of the you know, the conservativeness. He's so quiet right now. I'm like, is everything okay? You know what I mean? I can't read his face. You got this mean mug on right now. That's just you.
They call themselves. They like to call themselves the evil twins.
I'm not.
They don't do much talking.
I'm not gonna lie. When they walked in, they all looked pissed. I'm like, Ness had them waiting too long. That's what,
it was up, and they had to get up too early.
You didn't notice. Ken was sitting there like this for like 5 minutes. His left hand, he was ready to cock back and still off you. That's
your fault. You supposed to tell me like, yo, that's Ken. You know what?
I
Look,
saw Ken.
I haven't even deleted it. I'm gonna show Ken what you text me.
Yeah, because
And I got
Ken's still here. No, you supposed to tell me Ken is here.
I thought you saw him. He poked his head in here.
Bro, I would have said something. You know
I
what
thought
I mean?
you saw me too.
Nah, I didn't. I swear I didn't.
It's
this is a new situation for me. To both of the Montgomerys, you know.
I'm glad to see my brother. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
You know, it was amazing for me to pull up here today and remember that time that you and I had that conversation at that fight, that little place that Lou DiBella had that show.
Oh, yeah.
It was amazing to me today to pull up
BB
here,
Kings.
see what was going on outside, and know that this was you. That was amazing to me. You know what I mean?
It, man.
And then, you know, I have fond memories of the first time I met him. He's screaming and yelling, and
it's funny. You know, I remember the day Crawford fought Posto. They had a press conferences for media. Mm-hmm. I show up as a fan. I'm a fan at the time. I show up. It's 115 outside. It was so hot in the gym.
115? Where was this at?
Here in Vegas.
Oh, my God. Gets that hot out here?
Yeah. Look.
Wait a minute. You didn't know that before you got here?
Look,
not 115.
Listen, it was so hot in the gym. We was going outside to get
air.
Some air. Yeah. And that was when they announced Morales, that young fighter.
Yeah.
But I just remember, I'm like, man, it was so hot. But it was just crazy because when I started doing the media, I remember Ken walked up to me like, I'm proud of you, I'm happy, and you know, we have those moments. So sitting here it's a cool moment.
Yeah.
It's another cool moment right now to sit here. You know, we don't know. We all know where we come from, but we don't know where we going.
Never.
Right. So to have that moment with Ness, to have that moment with you, and to be sitting here right now, and then these two guys
had that moment with you.
Right.
For me, like to think back all those years in that dark little ballroom in New York City, to have met you and Sean back then. No one, you know, obviously they knew you, but they didn't know you would become who you are today. And then to see you now repeating that cycle with a proven system, I'm happy for you. I can't be proud of you, obviously, but I'm definitely happy for you that, you know, you have figured it out. You definitely have figured it out. I mean, you can see that with these two young fighters, and it was noticeable with Hendry. You know, whatever issues he may have, but it's clear that it's not you.
No, he's good. He's on his way back. I couldn't get him a slot on this show.
Okay.
And so because I couldn't get him a slot on the show, that's Hendry Cedeno Martinez. Mm-hmm. La Bazooka is 4-0 with 3 knockouts and extremely talented. But because I couldn't get him a slot on this show and he's expecting a child, I said, stay there with her until I lock something in. So the next one I got after this is these guys going back home to the Atlanta area March 28th. And Hendry will be on that, but it just depends on what's this due date with this baby. But yeah, he's been showing me that he's been training. He's been sending me the videos, and he's also been showing me his weight, and that he's, you know, serious and ready to get back. So
that's amazing news, man, because you know, coming from my home country of the Dominican Republic, there's the poverty is ridiculous over there. So whenever someone gets an opportunity like this, I will only want them to make the best of it, you know? And I look at Hendry as he's in a better situation than a guy like Javier Fortuna. You know, it took Javier forever to get put on and be on the map. Like, you know, Hendry is getting shine off your name, off Sean's name. Like, you know, that's something that a Samson Lewickovic can do. Yes, he's famous. Yes, he's found amazing talent in Manny and Sergio and Benavidez, but you're a personality and you're more of a speaker than him. You're more of a presence in the sport. So, your relationships are showing with your fighters, and I want the best for him.
Well, I
heard
see him.
that he's really good.
Yeah, he's extremely good. I'll see him in a couple weeks myself because I'm headed back to the DR.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
you got a house out there.
No, but I
Let's
created
get
it.
one.
I looked at.
Let's go have on a condo, baby.
No, I've looked at some properties out there. I created a new
What part do you go to exactly? Because it's different cities.
Santo Domingo.
Okay, so you stay at the capital.
Also, Puerto Plata. Yeah, I created.
I know you're a grown man.
Yeah.
With like family, and obviously now Sean's made you a grandfather.
Yeah.
But I gotta ask, how do you guys? You guys have been to the DR too? You take them or no? Oh, they haven't gone to see.
They haven't gone yet.
They haven't gone to see all the temptation. How do you deal with it? Or are you just like at a point where like, I'm just over that. Like I'm older. That's not. I mean, how do you? Come on, the temptation over there is crazy. It's like to the 10th power, Malik. 10th power.
I went there the first time. I went over with Kobe Bryant and some of his people.
To DR?
That was my first time.
Damn, Ken,
going.
you live a beautiful life. You went with Kobe to DR?
Yeah.
I'm trying to go to DR with you. You went with Kobe. Wow. How was that experience?
It was great. It was excellent. So I started going
So
over.
humble, you see him?
A few years ago.
Anybody else goes to DR with fucking Kobe Bryant, they're excited. He's like, it was great. It was excellent.
Yeah. So I started going over a couple years ago, and those guys put it together again, and I went back, and then we lost Kobe. And then after my third time going over, I looked at them dudes and I was like, look, man, I don't smoke, I don't drink, and hanging out with these girls is cool, but dude, I got to do more than this. So, show me some boxers, get me to a gym. And so I linked up with some people over there that were building a sports complex. And they were bringing in basketball players and baseball players, and they wanted to add boxing to what they were doing. They had the funding for everything, and they very wealthy people over there. These some businessmen, but they were moving kind of slow for me, and so I told my people every time which the same people, Kobe's people, headed over. I said, man, y'all got. I just I ain't smoking no cigars. I ain't drinking. None of that's happening. I said, and the girls, dude, I can stay at home and have girls come see me. So y'all had to give me something worth coming over there for. So I started looking at property. And started looking at some other things going on over there, and went over and was able to get Hendry and his brother. And his brother never made it over here. He asked to go to the Olympics. He did go to the Olympics. He won 2 fights, and then he decided that he wanted to try to, do a different deal with somebody. So he's trying to figure that out. But I created a company called Global Presence and Associates, LTD. And the LTD is Living the Dream. So I'm living the dream while you're dreaming about living.
I hear you.
And that's what I'm doing. There's a new little nightclub getting ready to open up over there that I'm affiliated.
In DR?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You gotta go.
Of course. How could I not go to Ken Porter's nightclub in DR? Like, got to.
And there's something like that getting ready to happen here in Las Vegas as well.
A nightclub out here?
It's something that's already in effect. It's just, the Porter Way will be presenting a lot of entertainment and things at the place. So these are just things that, I'm doing not because I need to do them to make money or anything like that, but because I enjoy what I'm doing. For these guys, how did we hook up? They searched me out. This is his little brother, so he brought his little brother. But I really don't, I never walk up to people or walk up to boxers or talk to boxers about working with me or training with me or doing anything with me. I just actually really think it's ludicrous for me to have a conversation with somebody and say, hey man, let me teach you how to get punched in the head. It just don't make sense. And there's been lots of people that have come to me to talk to me about, me training them and working with them, but it wasn't something that I was interested in. If it was, I could have used my name a long time ago, or my son's name a long time ago, and we'd have had 100 boxers. Mm-hmm. Just not, it's just not the way I move or how I want to build relationships. I have a relationship with these guys. If they both decided they no longer want to box after this next fight they got coming up, we're still gonna have our relationship. Their children have been, actually, I flew in their significant others and their babies for Christmas. We did Christmas together. That was my amazing Christmas present to them. So the boxing part of it, that's great. Having an opportunity to help somebody with their life and improve their life, and as Maliek alluded to earlier, the ability to not only do well in boxing, but translate that, transition that into your livelihood and your lifestyle is a blessing, to be able to do both, to have a good life. Because there's plenty of guys that can box and things going out of control outside of the ring. So these guys got it together, and I don't think they're moving too fast. I think they're moving exactly like they're supposed to be moving. We've tried to get him more fights. Fights have just been falling out. But you still been getting paid, right? Right?
Yes, sir.
Still get your checks? Yes, sir. There you go.
That's all that matters. Nah, you got to get that fight out. I learned that from you because I remember we were talking about it yesterday.
What's that?
Shout out to this guy's brain. We were talking about, I don't know what camp it is. You'll tell me that Sean it got extended. He didn't get to fight. And then you had the Leonardo Tyner exhibition. Mm-hmm. So I always tell that story because I remember you said, it's like, I want to believe that's what you said back then. I could be remembering it wrong, but I want to believe you said it's like busting a nut and you didn't want Sean to keep staying in training camp without having that release, so you set up the exhibition.
I definitely didn't say that. That's the Gibbs stuff right there. That's the nuts to Gibbs stuff.
I thought that's how I remembered it.
I did take him the entire way to make sure that he got the feeling that he fought, and I just did that with him as well before. I had to have a conversation with him and say, hey man, we weren't able to get you a fight. We had you on the books. We had everything set up. We took him all the way. We brought the weight down and everything. And then, fight week, we had to put him on a plane. And just so you know, that hurt me to send you back. But me and Big Brother, we went and we took care of the business, and we right back at it again. So.
Ken, somebody in our chat brought up something, and I guess
I got a super chat for him while you pull it up. Shout out to Ken Porter, one of the best trainers in boxing. Respect. We love you, bro.
Thank you.
So, not sure if you saw the whole issue with the Thurman Barrios and the gloves and not using 8-ounce and using 10-ounce gloves for the fight. Have you seen that?
I didn't. This is the first I've heard of it.
Okay, so
somebody didn't make weight?
No.
Allegedly,
Keith is saying that Barrios requested 10-ounce gloves.
10-ounce gloves for the fight. And this was maybe like a week or two ago that this came out. And yesterday when I spoke to Keith, he was like, yeah, they didn't want to do the 8-ounce gloves.
Because they're moving up from 140.
And he said in the state of Nevada, if both fighters cannot agree on the 8-ounce gloves, then they must use 10-ounce gloves. Barrios said that's not the case at all, that it was Keith's people. I figured you had heard about the glove situation and just wanted your thoughts on that.
No, I did not. This is the first I heard of it, but as long as no one is, that's why I said someone didn't make weight. As long as no one is over 147 pounds, it's an 8-ounce glove.
So, and that's what Keith was saying. He actually said we need to educate ourselves. He said in the state of Nevada, if one of the fighters does not want to use the 8-ounce gloves, 147 or south, then both fighters will wear 10-ounce gloves.
But how does one fighter make that decision? So what if I want to wear 8-ounce and he doesn't want to wear 8-ounce? How the fuck does he get to make the decision?
That was the first time I heard of it.
I don't know. I think it's Thurman trying to protect his hands. I tell the truth.
I think there's something shady right there.
And the bet. Have you seen the betting line, Ken?
No.
They got this fight even. Keith is Keith. He the first guy that unified. I ain't even going through his accolades, but how the hell is he even fight with Barrios? He's never had a fight at welterweight. It's insane to me, man. Insane. But look, I don't want to keep you guys. I see he wants to get to the gym.
Can we get Ken's thoughts on the fight really quick? Barrios, Thurman. I mean, obviously.
Of course.
What was it? June 25th.
I just see both of these guys look like they ready to punch something. I don't want it to be me. Hit on him. He's chubbier.
Ken, was it June 25th, 2016?
What?
I'm sorry, say that again, please.
Was it? I think June 25th, 2016.
What?
Thurman Porter.
Oh right. Wow. You remember the date?
June 25th, right? No?
I don't know.
Okay, but just really quick, just your thoughts on that fight, Thurman Barrios, that is.
No, I was saying this to somebody yesterday, and this is just an overview of that 2008 class. That 2008 class, they're all coming to that point where their bodies are starting to
deteriorate.
Their bodies are starting to feel the effects of so many years of competing, and we don't know exactly what's going to happen until these guys now get in the ring, and then after it's over, we get a chance to look and see. So, we can say, like Gary Russell, for example, he just went through a fight where he had an injury.
I thought he won, Ken. One hand and all, I thought he won. Did you guys see that fight? Bro, he was schooling that dude with one hand, man. Boxing is so fucked up.
I did not, but the point I'm making is their bodies are starting to cross over into that point where it's creating problems for them in training, in preparation for the fights, and then also on fight night it can come out. So I think Keith has had some injuries here in the last few years, and that's might have been part of the reason why he wasn't competing as much. I do expect him to beat Barrios. I just don't think Barrios is good enough to beat Keith Thurman, but we don't know what's going to happen if there's an injury, if there's anything he's been dealing with, or as Ness mentioned that maybe he's the one who wants these 10-ounce gloves because of some type of hand injury. So we don't know that yet, but I expect him to win the fight.
Well, if we see him in winning, then there's an injury.
Man, if he wears winning, that'll be telling, right? That's crazy. But please, guys, the brothers, can you give out your social media for anyone that isn't following you can do so and know where to find you at?
You can follow me on Instagram at TheReal50Cal.
You gotta go follow that.
Why is your page private? I was wondering that.
Why do fighters do that?
It
shouldn't be.
Yeah.
If you want me to share it and put you on a story.
My original one was hacked.
Oh, okay, because I was looking, I was on your brother's page, and then I found you, and I was like, why is his page private? And I'm like, that don't make sense. You a professional athlete. Fans want to keep up with you.
For sure.
Oh, okay. So this the one I found.
Yeah, that's the one that was hacked. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's why I went back and added the real 50 cal to it.
And your brother's social media?
It's at Maliek_Mayhem95 on his IG.
All right. Well, fellas, man, I appreciate you.
Wait, don't forget about Porter High Performance.
I forgot. You barely used that Instagram.
This Porter High Performance.
All right. We gonna go
it's
ahead
okay.
And put that follow.
I could just hire somebody to start doing that stuff for me because I really just don't care for, being on there and taking pictures and things like that. Look at Ken
doing burnouts in Miami, doing donuts in the middle of the street.
That's you for real? Oh man,
look,
I'll tell you, man.
He moved the mic out the way.
He jumped out of a plane. These guys don't play. It's crazy. That's crazy. I can't believe you did that. I'm not jumping out of no perfectly good plane.
For the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.